Dear Ukrainians, today there was a good report from Vasyl Maluk, head of the Security Service of Ukraine. And on our operations, I approved some plans for the service, our asymmetric responses to Russia's war. We also discussed the results of our SSU warriors, the Center of Special Operations, of the Security Service of Ukraine. They fight on the front lines alongside other branches of our defense forces, including the Pokrovskaya direction and other sectors of the front. There was also a long report from Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Sysky. We spent nearly an hour with him going through all frontline directions, our brigade preparations, and supplies. Right now, the focus is naturally on the Dobropilya operation, our counteroffensive. Since it began and to this day, the Russians have already suffered over 12,000 losses. And that's just in the Pokrovskaya and Dobropilya areas. Specifically since August 21st. Of those 12,000, more than 7,200 are irrecoverable losses. Our defense continues across all other areas as well. Kupiansk, I want to thank every warrior fighting in the city and its outskirts. The Novopavlivka direction is also challenging, with our active defense efforts continuing, and some positive results achieved. Overall, based on these weeks' performance, it's worth highlighting the efforts of the 93rd Separate Mechanized Brigade, the 79th and 82nd Airborne Assault Brigades, and the 425th Separate Assault Regiment. Also, Tactical Group No. 84 of the Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. I also want to thank all Special Operations Forces warriors who, together with the Security Service of Ukraine and the 138th Special Purpose Center of the Military Law Enforcement Service, are clearing Kupiansk of the occupiers. The 15th Brigade of National Guard, the 114th Separate Territorial Defense Brigade, and the 144th Separate Mechanized Brigade are also operating in the Kupiansk direction. The Lyman direction is very important. The 60th Separate Mechanized Brigade, the Pridniprovsky direction, the 40th Coastal Defense Brigade of the Naval Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 426th Separate Unmanned Systems Battalion of the Marine Corps of the Naval Forces, and the 140th Separate Reconnaissance Battalion of the Marine Corps. Thank you. Special recognition goes to the 148th Separate Artillery Brigade of the Airborne Assault Forces, well done, and the 414th Separate Unmanned Systems Brigade. Thank you. Specifically, regarding Dobropilya, I want to highlight the recent successes of the warriors of the 1st Separate Assault Regiment, the battalions of the 92nd Separate Assault Brigade, and the 33rd Separate Assault Regiment. I thank every soldier, sergeant, and officer who are performing their tasks with true bravery and exceptional skill. Also today, following our 3rd Defense Industries Forum, we met with representatives of companies and businesses, and not just our Ukrainian businesses, who work on developing our weapons production and our joint projects with partners. We highly value every tangible outcome in our defense collaboration. Ukraine is achieving truly significant results, as demonstrated, in particular, by our long-range sanctions against Russia. According to our data, the fuel shortage in Russia is already approaching 20%. This specifically concerns their gasoline. They've now begun tapping into diesel reserves, which they've been saving for a rainy day. Putin has been offered many times to end the war or at least cease fire. He spurned all proposals, ours, America's. So, it's only fair that Russia bears the war's full cost. The weapons producers are ensuring that our long-range strikes have become more precise. Partners are preparing new sanctions decisions. And we are working on those sanctions directions that previously received less attention. We are preparing new meetings with the United States and meetings in Europe. What's important, we don't reject any real path to peace, but we believe that only pressure on Russia will work. And I thank everyone around the world who is helping us. Ukraine, in exactly this way, strongly, decisively, and with tools and decisions that impact Russia. I thank our people. Glory to Ukraine.